Hello everyone, this is Gary from the Seer's Cave, and I thought in this video I would do a little video response to Kellyanne from the Four Queens in relation to love and relationship spreads, and illustrate one of my own spreads that I designed for looking at relationship questions. Now, it is quite a cramped space that I have here set up, because this is a very large spread. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we've got 12 cards. So it is very, very large number of cards in a very small space, so it may look a little cramped and terribly complex, but bear with me and I will walk you through it, and you never know, you might find it of use. What we basically have here is two columns, one on the left and one on the right, representing aspects of the two people involved in the relationship. The one on the left is specifically the querent who's asking the question, and the one on the right is their partner. Now, this can be their actual partner in a relationship, or it can be a potential partner, somebody they're interested in or looking at. And we have two cards in the center, and these represent a kind of alpha and omega. The card at the top is sort of where the two people are at the beginning of the relationship, and how they relate to each other at the beginning. And the card at the bottom is a sort of outcome in a way, because you may have a situation where they're asking how somebody feels, or they're asking where a relationship is going, and so that's where the card at the bottom, in conjunction with other cards, will come into its own in relation to that particular question. So I'm just going to kind of go through each of the positions. It's, as I say, it looks perhaps a little complicated, but what you realize is that the two columns have the same positional cards in each, relating to the two people specifically. So for example, the first card in each column is how that person is at the beginning of the relationship, how they are thinking about their partner, how they are feeling about their partner, perhaps how they're acting towards their partner. It's a real sort of where they're coming from kind of card. I've used crossed cards as well, which I quite like to do, because what we have immediately following the position at the beginning is a sort of an issues card. It's kind of like what's going on with them that's affecting them at that point. So this could be external stimulus, it could be something that they're in their mind that they're thinking about. There's all manner of different things that can come up in that position. The third card in each case is in relation to sort of the present and where they are now. So we have, in a sense, a little diamond shape in the middle. We have a kind of a past, a present, and a future as a little diamond shape in the middle. And we have the present, again, it's the same thing, it's the same kind of thing. We're looking at their actions, their thoughts, their feelings, their manner, and what they're putting out in the present. We then have another cross card, which I look at as being either how things may change, other influences that may affect them, or perhaps even guidance on things that need to happen, because we are then getting into the realm of the future. We're getting into the realm of what is to come. The final card in each column is a sort of a future card in relation to where they will be in their feelings and their thoughts and their actions in relation to their partner. And then, as I say, we have the card in the middle, which is the two people in synthesis together. So the middle column is really the column of the synthesis, and the two outer columns are the people as individuals within the relationship. So for example, and this may take a little maneuvering, but the first card for our querent, we have the Chariot. So this might indicate that they have a lot of drive, they have a lot of will, that they are really driving the sort of relationship forward, Also, because of the relationship to Cancer, it could well be that they have a very deep connection to the other person, a very deep feeling for them, and very deep emotions going on. But it does feel very much in this instance like you've got the sort of drive. Now, the way their partner could be reacting to that, or reacting to their partner. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is someone who is sort of nurturing on a physical level, perhaps, and sort of takes care of their partner. So there's drive from one side, and there's a kind of nurturing and physical caretaking on the other side in that particular instance. And then you look at the card that you've got for the two of them together, and there we have it confirmed that this is a love spread. We have the Two of Cups. So that would be a very good card to get as a starting point, because it suggests that the relationship is working well together. Then you look at their issues, and what you have with the querent is the King of Cups. So again, you have a reinforcement of that loving feeling, but with an element of control. So in a sense, person one, the querent, is really in the driving seat in this relationship spread that has come out here. And I can just pop that one back under there. The card that we have from their partner is the Seven of Swords. Now, immediately that I see this in a relationship spread, I'm thinking that their partner might have a tendency to sort of disappear at times and be a little bit not always sort of present in the relationship. They may not so much run out on their partner, but they may sort of back off. So they come in, they go out, they come in, they go out. They have a tendency to perhaps be frightened off a little bit, because they have the more receptive energy in the relationship, so they can be frightened off perhaps quite easily, especially with their partner showing a very high level of control in the relationship. As I say, then you look at sort of where they are in the present moment, and the querent has the Four of Wands, so they're feeling very secure in themselves, very settled, like everything is sort of proceeding as it should, and it's working nicely together. And you obviously have the sort of celebratory element here, so they really have got this feeling of everything is fine, and they're really happy with things as they have them. Their partner in that position, in the present position, has the Six of Pentacles. So they're feeling like there's a degree of give and take in the relationship, and again, this to me is echoing the Queen of Pentacles. You've got this giving, nurturing side of this person. They're giving as much to the relationship as they're receiving, possibly slightly more in that position. Then you have the position of future influences, and as I said before, possibly advice at this stage. And if this feels like a future influences kind of thing, this feels like partner one is kind of holding on to things. They're really they've got a very tight grip on the relationship. I mean, that we've had that in a sense with this spread all the way down the line, and here we've got a situation where someone has got a very, very tight hold on things, almost a jealous hold on the relationship. So perhaps this could be seen as being a little bit of a warning that if they behave like that, they have to be a little bit careful about it, because they have to be careful not to stifle their partner, in particular with their partner getting the Seven of Swords, this kind of tendency to be frightened off. Seeing this kind of control, this kind of hoarding influence, this grip on the relationship, might have a tendency to frighten them. And we look at the future advice position for their partner, and they get the 3 of Wands. So interestingly, what I'm getting here in this particular instance, and this is entirely a sort of a demonstration spread, I haven't got any particular person in mind, but what we have here is the 3 of Wands in the partner, the 4 of Wands in the querent. So it's as if the partner isn't quite on the same page. They're not quite as up to speed as the person asking about the spread. And this is a kind of a kind of wait and see card. So they're really, keeping things close to their chest and waiting and seeing how things develop. Maybe they're aware that there's this controlling element from their partner, and they're waiting to see how that develops. So the querent, in the future position, their own reaction, again we have this control element. We have the King of Pentacles. So they're very grounded, they're very solid, they're very determined, and they have this kind of control element which their partner really has to kind of deal with, in a sense perhaps maybe learn to deal with in this case, and it'll be interesting to see how they progress. They get the Tower. Now, I know the Tower is one of those cards that terrifies people, but in this context I see it very much as a change of attitude, a change of mindset. Now if you look back, we did have that card of running in and out, not being entirely sure what's going on, and then the one of waiting and seeing. So this could be an indication that they've changed their mind, and it could be either that they've changed their mind and they're definitely staying, or it could be they've changed their mind and they are completely scared away. And obviously in the specific reading that you do, that will tend to show itself one way or the other. So we then turn to their outcome card, and we have quite a happy card really. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So as an indication here of security, of family, of everything being very solid and very together, and in a sense that really puts the sort of the underline underneath the relationship, that yes, what we've got is very solid, it's aspected to continue to be very solid, and those little issues that partner 2 had, perhaps feeling a little bit intimidated, a little bit like they were a little scared, and they were waiting to see how things would develop. Maybe the fear they felt was that this was new to them. They weren't used to somebody being quite so obvious with their intentions as the querent clearly is being all the way through this. And they suddenly have this realization in the Tower, this is for real, this is genuine, this is actually going to happen. So at that point you then have the solidity coming in the central card at the bottom. So that's my sort of take on one way of doing relationship spreads. It's by no means the only way of doing it, and there are lots and lots of different possibilities that you could come up with. But this is one that I find works for me, and it does give a lot of information and a lot of detail in a reading. And obviously, you can, if you want, you can add cards. I don't have the room here, but you could add cards for other positions and other intentions, intermediate points, and look for clarification on challenges with side cards. So it's one that can be expanded if you need it to be. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look at a possible relationship spread, and please feel free to drop me some comments, let me know what you think. I would love to see some video responses from anybody who has different relationship spreads that they use, and what the sort of positions are and how you interpret them. That would certainly be very interesting for me to see, and I hope you found this of interest. I want to wish you a very happy and blessed day, and lots of love, light, laughter, blessings, and faith to you all.